Good morning, class 12. Welcome to business study period. Today we are starting the another unit of business study, that is financial management. This unit consists of two chapters. Number 1, financial management. Number 2, financial market. And this unit consists of 15 marks. Very easy and not that much tough. What is financial management? A very good definition is given of the financial management. It is related with efficient acquisition of finance. What is the meaning of efficient acquisition? Means to arrange the finance. Efficient means in proper amount, not more, not less, and at lower rate of interest or reasonable rate of interest. That is efficient acquisition. Efficient utilization of finance. Then after arranging it, use it in a proper manner so that we can get maximum return from that finance which we have arranged. And efficient distribution and disposable of surplus. What does it mean? Whatever profit we are going to earn in the business, after paying all the expenses, distribute that profit among the shareholders so that the shareholder gets satisfaction, the value of shares increases, and companies working run smoothly. That all is known as financial management. It is a very important definition. Efficient acquisition of finance, efficient utilization of finance, and efficient distribution and disposable of surplus for smooth working. Now, role of financial management. Financial management plays a vital role because all the activities in the organization are revolving around finance. Without finance, not a single activity can be done, not a single resource can be arranged and cannot be utilized, whether it's a manpower resource or physical resource. So it plays a vital role. So as a finance manager or as a finance management, what are the important tasks? Number 1, size and composition of fixed assets. It is the financial manager or financial management who decides what amount of fixed assets we are in need of to set up of our business. This purchasing of fixed assets in the business to set it up, it is known as investment decision. And we have to take, means financial management have to take this decision very carefully, because once the money is invested in fixed assets, it cannot be reversed back. Then amount and composition of current assets. The another important area where we do invest our money in the business is current assets. Current assets means cash, bank, inventories, receivables. What amount of cash or inventory or receivable we must have in the business is very important. Enough current assets always affect our business adversely. Completely selling of goods in cash, it is not possible nowadays. That's why a proper composition of current assets is required. It depends upon the amount of fixed assets, credit policy of the company, and inventory management. That is another important area where financial management plays a vital role. The amount of long-term and short-term funds. In order to invest money into fixed assets and current assets, we need finance, we need money. And we have to arrange money either from long-term resources or short-term resources. The amount when we invest in fixed assets is normally arranged from long-term resources. The amount which we invest in current assets is normally arranged from short-term resources. Whether we are using long-term resources or short-term, we have to be cautious. In long-term resources, we can use our own fund as well as borrowed fund. And on borrowed fund, we have to provide interest. And on our fund, we have to give dividend. So we have to arrange in such a way that we can pay our principal amount as well as interest on time, so that our creditability increase in the market. Breakup of long-term finance into debt and equity. As I discussed in previous paragraph, we will be in need of long-term finance, and long-term finance normally we arrange from long-term resources, and these long-term resources are either debt or equity. Equity here means equity share capital and preference share capital, and debt means long-term loans. So we have to decide which resource is going to be better. So which resource we are going to use, it depends upon trading on equity, how it is going to affect the decision of our shareholder, and then all items to be profit and loss account to be decided by the financial management only, because profit and loss account includes all the expenses and income in the business, and a company has to keep control because more expense reduces our profitability. So these are some important areas where financial management plays a vital role. Now another important topic we are going to discuss in the financial management is objective of financial management. Normally, if we say there is only one main objective of the financial management, that is known as maximization the wealth of shareholder की wealth को maximize करना. And how the wealth of shareholder can be maximized? By giving them more dividend and by helping in increase the market value of the equity shares. If company is giving dividend on time and a well percentage, automatically it is going to affect the market price of the shares, and it is definitely going to be high. And when the market price of the shares goes up, it automatically maximizes the wealth of the shareholder. This objective of maximize the wealth of equity shareholder automatically fulfills many other things, because as I told you, when we are able to give them good dividend is given to the shareholder from the residual income of the business. What is the meaning of residual income? Residual income means the income which is left after paying all kind of expenses, means paying salary, office and administration expense, interest on long-term loan, short-term loan, after paying the amount to the supplier, creditors, after paying all these things, whatever money left, that is known as residual income. And from that residual income we are giving dividend to the shareholder, and if we are giving good dividend, then automatically it means we have already satisfied all other fields of the organization. This was the main objective, but in short, this maximize the wealth of shareholder or the financial management objective helps in maintaining four things. Number one, maintenance of liquidity. Maintenance of liquidity means making the cash availability in the business in such a way that each and every payment can be done in time without delay, whether they are day-to-day expenditure, whether they are short-term liability. That's why it is known as maintenance of liquidity. So it is the objective of the financial management that the company must maintain its liquidity, all payments can be done in time. Now next is meeting the financial commitment with creditors. Creditors are the parties who are giving goods on credit to us, and whatever commitment we have done with them, we have to fulfill those commitments. Otherwise, we won't be able to get goods on credit in future. This is another financial objective of the management, to fulfill all the commitments done with the suppliers. Then proper utilization of resources is essential. If resources are not utilized efficiently, there will be wastage of resources, which will reduce our profitability. And the profit maximization, by keeping check on the expenses of the business, we can keep check on the profit maximization. So if we are able to achieve all these four objectives nicely, so it automatically helps in maximize the wealth of shareholder. So this was one more topic in financial management. What are the objectives of financial management? Now in this chapter, very important things we are going to discuss now. Financial decision. In a business, there are three financial decisions which are taken by the top management or the financial management. These decisions are: number one, investment decision; number two, financing decision; and number three, dividend decision. First of all, we are going to discuss investment decision. What is the meaning of investment decision? This investment decision is also known as capital budgeting decision. It means where we are going to invest in the business. The main area where we are going to invest money in the business is in form of always fixed assets, because a business is required huge amount of fixed assets to start it. If it is manufacturing business, so definitely the need of capital would be more to purchase all fixed assets. That's why we have to be very careful while selecting the funds and selecting the fixed assets. A firm has many options to invest their funds, but firm has to select the most appropriate investment which brings maximum benefit to the business. And when the decision is taken to invest the money into fixed assets, it is known as capital budgeting decision or investment decision. This investment decision is very important. What are the importance of this decision, investment decision or capital budgeting decision? Because the future growth of the business is totally depend upon this capital budgeting decision. Why it is so? Number one, long term growth. Whenever we take a decision to purchase fixed assets, to set up our factory, to set up a plant, we have to see our long term growth objectives, what we want to achieve in long term. And by seeing those long term growth objectives, we have to make our capital budgeting decision today. Because once the factory has set up, it is not easy task to purchase fixed assets again and again, to construct the building again and again. This capital budgeting decision affect the long term growth of the company, as funds invested in the long term fixed assets bring return in future, and future prospectus and growth of the company depends upon this decision. That's why I said. Next is large amount of fund is involved in this capital budgeting decision or investment decision. That's why when we select any kind of project, we have to be very careful, because if once we took a wrong decision or we selected the wrong proposal, then definitely it is going to affect adversely to our business, and instead of profitability, we may be in heavy loss. Risk involved. This capital budgeting decision involve a huge risk, because due to this decision we are going to invest thousands of crore rupees in fixed assets, and if our decision becomes wrong, then our entire investment may be ruined and we may have to wind up the business before starting it. That's why it involves a huge risk and irreversible decision. Once the capital budgeting decision has taken, amount has invested into fixed assets, it cannot be taken back, as these decisions involve huge funds and heavy cost, and going back or reversing the decision may result in heavy loss and wastage of fund. अगर एक बार हमने फिक्स्ड एसेट्स में पैसा लगा दिया, तब उसको वापस लेना बहुत कठिन होता है, और उसको वापस भी लेते हैं तो संस्था को बहुत ज़्यादा नुकसान होता है. That's why the capital budgeting decision is very important. We have to be very cautious. Last topic we are going to discuss today is, that is factor affecting investment or capital budgeting decision. Okay, when we are taking the decision to invest money in fixed assets, what should we keep in mind? Number one, cash flow of the project. What does it mean? It means the project which we are selecting, the project in which we are purchasing the fixed assets, we have to find out after how many times or how many days or how many months we will start getting cash from that project. जिस भी फंड में, जिस भी प्रोजेक्ट में हम पैसा लगा रहे हैं, वो फंड कितने समय के बाद हमें रिटर्न देना शुरू कर देगा, जहाँ से हमें कैश जनरेट होना शुरू हो जाएगा. शॉर्टर द पीरियड बेटर विल बी द डिसीजन. अगर हम पैसा वहाँ लगाते हैं जहाँ जल्दी से जल्दी रिटर्न होना शुरू हो जाएगा, तो वहाँ पैसा ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लगाने में बेटरमेंट रहेगा. दैट इज़ कैश फ्लो ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट. उस प्रोजेक्ट से हमें कब रिटर्न मिलना शुरू होगा, कब वहाँ से कैश जनरेट होना शुरू हो जाएगा. नेक्स्ट इज रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट? वट एवर प्रोजेक्ट वी हैव सिलेक्टेड, what is the amount of profit we are going to earn from that project. उस प्रोजेक्ट से हमें कितनी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी की एक्सपेक्टेशन है. लार्जर द एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट, ग्रेटर we will be having interest to invest money in that business. investment criteria. Not only the cash flow and the return on investment we have to check. While selecting this project, we have to see that whatever technology we are going to use, is it available easily or not? Whatever labor we are in need of to run that project, that labor is easily available in that area or not. The decision of invest in a particular project involve number of calculations regarding the amount of investment, what is the rate of interest on which the loan is available, when we are issuing our share, what kind of situation is there, whether people will purchase those shares easily or not. All these investment criteria we have to see before starting the investment in fixed assets other than cash flow and return on investment. So this was very important. One of the financial decision we studied, that is known as capital budgeting decision or investment decision. Thank you very much.